The second thing that causes client drop off is the guest experience. And this one really shows up a lot. A salon will be bringing in new clients, but they're not staying. And it's not because the service was bad necessarily. Maybe it's because the experience wasn't strong enough to make them want to come back. There was no follow up. The consultation felt rushed or pressured. No one walked them to retail and explained to them why they need this. The checkout felt very transactional. And let's be honest, people are never going to remember average. They're just not. They remember how you made them feel. The little things matter so much. Your guest journey, it has to be intentional from start to finish, or you are going to continue losing people after the first visit. Chandra, you and I just dealt with this with one of our BBA members. When you think about building guest loyalty, what's one touch point you think salons probably overlook the most?
I mean, I just think that experience overall is kind of the biggest touch point. And there's a lot of little touch points in that. But I do think just, if, like you said, if it's not memorable, they're not going to go out and talk about you. They're not going to remember to come back later. There's so much competition out there. So you have to do things that are going to set you apart and build that trust and that consistency. And I think that experience really, is full circle with all the different touch points as far as, how they're greeted when they come in, how they're treated in the chair, what kind of service they're getting. Like everything kind of has to come full circle, I think, in order for that experience to really be amazing. And I think that's everybody thinks they're giving a good experience. I feel like when we talk to people, we're like, well, how does your service, your guest experience, your client experience? And they're always like, oh, it's great. And then we dive in and we're like, it's not really that great. And that's why you're losing clients. So I think that's a big, big reason why, people don't pay attention to that too, because they think, oh, we're doing a good job already. Everybody loves us. And it's like, no, maybe not.
I agree with that 100%. I think you and I have talked about this before, but I think one of the best things to do is actually go through your experience from a client standpoint or bring in a secret shopper for that, right? Like have somebody go in and kind of record. Maybe they can pretend that they're a vlogger or a blogger or whatever it is and kind of do that through the process so that you can actually see things. It will tell you a lot about what your team is doing. I know you've kind of done some things like that. I've done things like that, and it is extremely eye-opening, isn't it?
Oh yeah, actually, I think we partner with a salon owner I know near us, and we'll randomly send team members to each other's salons to secret shop, and it's really funny because they don't know the other people that work there, and so it's very eye opening. I mean, there's stuff that I'm like, oh, we kill it in this, and then I talk to him, and he's like, no, they didn't do that, and I'm like, oh my god, they're supposed to do that, and vice versa. It happens with his team sometimes too, so. I think it's a great thing to do, even if it's not anybody in the industry, just anybody you trust and sending them in and doing that. It helps us a ton.
Yeah, definitely. That's something that we've done for the last decade too, is I always send especially new employees to get a service done because they get to see why it matters so much, why our processes matter so much. But if you aren't using things like this to create your guest experience, you are really, really missing out. I can tell you that from firsthand, like really missing out.